And we are live. Good. Let's go to the forwarding. Oh, it's muted. Okay, you guys should be able to hear the intro. There you go. I wish I could make that faster, but why is it showing my replay? Why is it showing a replay of me? I don't know. It will turn off shortly, hopefully. I don't know why it's showing a replay. I'm trying to get that working though. There you go. No more replay. I don't know why it showed it. More headaches for me to figure out. But it looks like, fingers crossed, that I got streaming working again. And that's good. Okay. Yeah, we should be good. We should be good. It's been a while. Kind of weird having to do all the streaming stuff again after missing one entire stream. But I think I fixed all the issues. For fun fact, for people who care, the core issue it looked like was a setting of mine was moved to it looks like took the crown back. And Black is streaming. So like Black's not even gonna be able to take the crown back again. But the core issue hey there. How dare that man? It's getting expensive. What is it now? Buy the crown is 64 bits or whatever they're called. Channel points. I need to come up with a name for them. So it's getting pricey. But yeah, the underlying issue I think with my stream was there's a setting in Windows that does enhanced audio filtering or whatever. Apparently that was too much. My system was like, nope, not today. So we fixed that. That was fixed. Yay. Other than that, more housekeeping. There's a new emote for the Twitch users as well. Twitch users, there's like goals, rewards, I don't know what they're called, to change the sub badge for 2 months. 2 month sub badge. We have a green, a red, or a blue skinned creature. So if you want to put your influence forever in, that is how you would do it. Is using your bits to vote for which one you want, what color you want it to be. Okay, with all the housekeeping stuff taken care of, let's get into the app. So the last month of development, the last 2 months of prototype and research has produced this. A random graph generator, or not graph generator, random data generator that uses graphs. So let's make a new graph. I was actually just implemented the the filter, fire system generator. That's why it's in my favorites, but you can favorite whatever you want. It moves up here. It also draws a little star next to it. But let's go with the basic. Let's go, I want just a random number. So we'll grab a number generator. And we'll go, I want a number between, let's say, 1 and 20. Okay. So there's that. And then you can connect this and hit generate, and 18. It generates 18 for you. If you clear it, it's in the history. And if you generate a new one, it will also be added to the history. Oh my gosh, for 300 I'm sorry, I can't read anything today. 836 points. That's insane. No more boo. I gotta save up. There's a few expensive ones. There's a one that lets you change the orientation of my computer monitor. So you could flip it on me and make it really nightmarish. But yeah, so you can add any of these. I'll explain through them real quick. So you got the number generator. That was a simple one. You have the fire generator, which is a little bit more complicated. Let's say we have graph nodes here. Let's say you have a directory. I'll make this bigger so it fits everything. You have a directory. In this case, my graph nodes. And in here, you want to just get a random file from that directory. Don't need to be recursive, and you don't care about the path. You just want the file. So you can hit generate. And this will not randomize anything. It will just generate all the files. Okay? Because this is just generating your file system. But if you wanted a random file, then you can grab the list generator, dump this list into the list generator, and then grab the list generator and push that to the output. And now you'll get one file generated at a time. And if you have something, let's go up one level. Let's go random number generator. There you go. Let's say you have something that has a bunch of files and folders. You can do that. You can do recursive, so it will go through. If it starts at one folder, it will go in to each one over and over again. We're 5 minutes away from the next ad. It will go into one over and over again until it finds a file. And you can have it generate the path. Don't have to change anything here and hit generate. And there's a random file apparently inside my project. So that's really good. I'm working on an upcoming project in the prototype and early development phase. And this is something I added specifically to help me on that. So that's cool. What else can we do? We have content generators. So content generator, yes. Let's grab a list generator first. So before we do the content generator, let's grab a list generator. And let's say we have a list of A. So A is apple, air, and acorn. And of course, you can just dump that into here, and you'll get air, acorn, whatever. So you can do that. But then you're like, but what if I have a list of lists? Okay. So a list of lists. So we have A, B, C, which is A, B, C. And if you see in our list, we have A, B, and C. So we can't just tie this here because it would just give us A, B, or C. But we can grab the content generator, which takes the element of this and loads up that element. So in this case, it loads up the list of A, B, or C. Then we can take that, grab it into another list generator, because this is the content, and dump that content into that list generator, and then dump that list generator into the output. So now we're going to go into A, B, or C lists, and then in that list, pick one of the elements. So we get air, we get car, we get acorn, we get banana. So that is a powerful thing. That's actually the feature that St. Cyr wanted to initialize this development. So, oopsie, I didn't want to necessarily do that. Let's add that list generator back in. Now, let's say you have this list generator and you're like, that's great, but I would like to know what list it came from. Maybe the list is as important as the data, okay? So what you do is you can detach that line and add a buffer thing. And what the buffer does is basically just saves the data away. So you can go, hey, generate a list, save it away, and then do stuff with it, okay? So now you have the A, B, or C, and the element in that list that was generated. So now you can go grab a join element and say, I want to join, I want to join this list or this element and this element together. And in my very specific case, join character is just a space. You can change that if you so choose. But for a space, we connect it, and now we get A air, C car, C computer, and B bread. So you can do a lot of very powerful setups for this. And you can add more options. So we could go that, and then we could go, hey, I want a random number generator between 1 and 0 and 1, which is the default. So now it's going to be car 0, banana, B banana 1. So very flexible thing. The only thing I didn't show is static. So let's disconnect this and say we want to add a static. And what the static text allows us to do is just put whatever we want, hello, and that will be the static text for that input. So A acorn, hello, and so on. So that is all the nodes. As you can see, each node has its own input. So you have output here, the list generator there, the other list generator here, and the join generator here. So you can add things there. You have a mini map, so if you're zoomed in, you can move around, all that. You have a legend, so anything white can take any data. White takes any data or is any data. Orange is text data. Blue is number data, and purple is true or false data. You can favorite things, so you can favorite the buffer or unfavorite it. All that works. So you can save. So you can save a graph, and that will save it onto your local environment. You can import a graph. So if you have a graph somewhere, you can import it. So if somebody sends you a graph, you can use that. If it's saved in your local environment, you can delete it. If it's saved in an import, it's a file. You can just go to your computer and delete it. There's no delete capability there. You always can export a graph, so you can export a graph and put it somewhere for safekeeping. You can hide the preview, so if you're building something really complicated and you're like, I just need the entire graph, you can just do that. We went here to do make a new graph. You can actually, all your pre-saved graphs will show up here. So I have a testing graph already saved up, and it just loads up and allows me to just quickly do testing stuff. So all of that should work. As you can see, the delete button allows. Delete doesn't instantly delete. To delete, you have to be able to type that same word in. So if I do testing with a space, I can't delete it. But if I remove the space, I'll be able to delete it. That's just to protect. And as you can see, if you typed it in and hit cancel, you can still adjust. So with that, let's go to the generator side. So this hides the preview. This is the generator view. So if we hide the generator, we get to see the full preview. This can be nice if you have, let me just load up testing again. There you go. If you have one already loaded up and you're like, I don't want to see how to build the graph, I just want to generate, you can hit show generators and it has everything you need. So you can just hit generate and get things. And that's that. You can select data. So let's say you have these three things. You can download it, create a file, and it will have 244 in it. Or you can copy it and put it in a clipboard, such as this message I put on Twitch right now and on YouTube is just me copying it. You also can delete the data. So if you're like, I don't want to see that data anymore, you can hit delete, and that works. And you can do that for all of these. Some of them can be annoying. The idea is if you have a lot, you can just open up the program again and delete as many as you need. There is no select all. If you guys want, I can code up a select all, but for the time being, I wasn't planning to do that. So if you have a laundry list like this, you can select anywhere where the answer is and unselect and select it. So with that, we're going to delete all of them, clear them out, get that. So let's create a new one just so that we have clean data. And then I'm going to walk you through all of these. So let's grab a buffer. Let's grab a content gen. Let's grab a fire system. List gen. Or sorry, a join gen. List gen. A number gen. And the static. And I'll explain kind of each one of these. So let's start with the output here. Okay. So this output, it has to have something feeding into the output to be able to generate. Okay. Number generations is this blue thing here. It's a number. You can set it here, or you can have a node feed into it. Ads are coming up in 5 minutes again, guys. You can allow logging. So if you turn this off and you generate, it will not go into this history area. It will just be here for it. You can allow repeats. So if you're generating multiple generations, so this is 3 generations, you can allow repeats, which means in this case, if it was a number generator, you could have 777, and that would work. You can change how the separations are. So if you have 3 generations, right now it does a comma and a space, but you could be like, I want it to be all on new lines. So 1 new line, 2 new line, 3 new lines. Or you could be like, I want dashes through it. I'm making a fake phone number or whatever. May not be the best way to make a fake phone number, but that is a way you can do things. Exclusion lists. Let's say we're doing the number thing. Let's say we have nothing, so it's just going to be 3 numbers next to each other. And let's say we just don't want 666 or 777. Sorry, this should be new lines right now. So you can put it in the exclusion list, and it won't let you generate those values. If you don't want new line, you could put a comma. And then you can just put it like that, and it will put a comma. Every time it sees a comma, it will count that as a new exception. And again, all of these have nodes on this side where you can input those data there as well. So now that we've talked about the output, let's go to the buffer value. Buffer value has no data. It is literally just a place to store data in the system. So you just get data coming in, and then that data is here always on the way out. Otherwise, if you were to, let's say, grab 2 values of this number generator, like 1 here and 1 here, for example, this will be 2 different values. This will be, let's say, 1, and this might be 2. So that's why you have the buffer, is so you can feed it all into 1, and then from that 1 have 8 different places coming out. Content generator. Right here. You can give it a file path or a list name, and that will auto preset here. If you have a node feeding in, the node feeding in will overwrite any of the data here. It actually will erase it. So let's grab the static, for example, and let's say we have our ABC example. If you see, there is no option anymore. So So that's that. The file system generator is a little bit complicated. You give it a base directory path, as I showed an example, such as graph nodes. You select if you want it to render files or if you want it to find folders. If either one of these, it will try to find one of them. So you might want to go, hey, I have a bunch of folders. I want you to choose a random folder. You choose find folder. Or if you're like, hey, I have a bunch of files. I want you to choose a random file. You choose find file. Or you could have both and say, hey, find me anything in this directory. I explained recursion before. All that does is if you have nested files, it keeps going down until all of them have been found. Generate path, basically, instead of it being, in this case, graph nodes, and then saying one of these, it would actually say buffer.tres. It would actually say this path / buffer.ters. Could be useful if you're opening it up or something in a different program. Join character. What does the join character do again? What does the join character do again? I know I needed to show that out to people. I do not recall why I needed to show it out to people. Input 5. String exclusion. Generate. Okay, no, sorry. Output get all. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why. The join character. So this generates you the file system. I'm an idiot. This generates you the entirety of the file system. So every file it finds. Then you feed the output of that into the list generator to do it. But as you build that list of every file in your system, you could do new line, you could do comma to separate every directory it finds. So that's how you do that. I'm so sorry. It's hard to think of all of these simultaneously. Join generator. So this is if you have multiple data coming in and you want to join them together. So this one has a neat feature. There's 2 buttons here. You can add parts. So you can add 6 parts and join them. You can remove parts. You cannot have less than 2. A join generator with less than 2 parts has no initial value. So you have a join character and you have your parts. So the only thing you can do here is change how you join. You could join by new line or something like that, and then take that generated value out. List generator. This is the thing that will generate a single value out of any list. So you can save a list or you can just type in one. We can go Bob, Sarah, and Robert. And that is your list. You do not have to save it. You also can import a list. So you could be like, hey, here's some get ignore stuff. Why didn't it load the get ignore? Maybe the get ignore is empty. Or maybe it doesn't overwrite? I don't know. Well, I don't know why it's not doing that. Should be. Let's see. Let's create one. Bob, Sarah, Robert. So we can export. We can call this my test. And then we can delete all that, import. It's not liking that right now. So these two buttons are broken, but I will fix them up on stream and you'll be able to import or export. If you have names, let me just go to the B option so I don't have to type it in. You can sort them, and you can sort them in a couple ways. You can sort them alphabetically. You can sort them in inverse alphabetically. You can sort them by length, so short words to long words, or you can sort them by length inverse. Those are the three ways to sort them. You also can delete it. Again, to delete, you have to type in the letter you see. And then last but not least, the easiest one to think about is the number generator. Give me a minimum number, give me a maximum number, and how many decimal points you want after that number. And then finally, we have static text, which you just type in the text here, and it does it. You can rename any of these. So let's say you want the list generator to be specifically B list generator. You can do that, and then as you can see, it's updated here, but it's also updated here as well. So that is all the features, I think. Is there any questions? Any questions, concerns? Otherwise, I'm going to quickly identify what that list generation problem is. On export, on import, we open the file. We go, hey, this is the import. If the file, we get it as text, and then we close the file. That should work. On here, we store the file, and then we close the file. Both of those should work. I added some debug points. We're going to test them out. Okay, so it's a list generator. I want to import my presets. Interesting. Is the import not connected? That's why. I hate the complexity of this system sometimes. Okay. I need to find the import button. Import button. You're saying you're connected. You say you can go to it, but you're not showing that connection. Pick. We're looking for input press. Connect. There you go. Now everything's connected. I bet it works now. So now if I list gen, and then I go import my presets. No, it does not work. Export to blah. Nope, neither of them work still. Why not? On import, we add a child. That is happening here. What is going on? Let's run this again. Okay, so if we go to the list generator and I hit import, we get to the thing. Hi, Alex. Let's play Chrono Cross. We beat Chrono Cross. That was a few months ago, if I remember right. Okay, so what is going on in this code? So it should be trying to add the child, which is going to be there. So if we continue into this, it opens up a file dialog. It sets the file name. It says, yes, I'm not on mobile or web. It connects everything up. It connects everything up. It connects everything up, and it returns out. So now we see the file dialog. Then if I go here and I hit open, it does nothing. but it shouldn't do nothing. It should do this. It should try open the file and all that. Because we pass this into that system. How in the world is it breaking? Because I use this system for everything else. Okay, so let's go where this gets defined. So on select signal, we connect it and we go, hey, well, maybe the select signal is wrong. Let's see if we get the directory select. We shouldn't get the directory select. And, oh wait, that's canceled. I was like, wait, I figured it out. On the select, we create this function. We go, hey, you're going to call the selector, and then you're going to free this, and it's a one shot and everything else. Let's see if we get what we want here. So let's go to a list, import this one. Nothing is stopping. Can we import a graph? Let's try that. Let's create this. Let's create a bad graph. It's gonna be just a buffer. Let's, whoops, not import. Let's export mygraph.txt. Did we create a mygraph.txt? No, I don't see a mygraph.txt. Why is everything broken? I apparently broke everything. Okay, let's walk through this. Okay, so we create a fire dialog. That works. The issue comes this. So let's do two things. Let's print select signal. And we'll do a print of some equal sign so we know that that's happening. And then let's do a print select handle. And let's print the path as well, just to make sure everything's happening right. Okay, let's see if I broke everything before deployment. Let's generate a list. Let's import the list. Let's import this. So it's file selected. We've selected a file. Let's we'll import this one. So it's not firing it though. This is a signal, right? Yeah. Because before, I guess I could do it that way. Before I was trying to be smart, and I might broken things by trying to be smart. Sometimes you just need to be stupid. What if we did, if it's a directory, we just grab the directory and connect it up. Because I can do .connect, right? Yeah. .connect. That's not what I want. Woo. There you go. So if it is, we connect it up, everyone's happy. Done. Else, we do, whoopsie, we don't take a screenshot of this. We go, stop accidentally pressing the stupid screenshot button. Wherever that is, I need to remove it. Okay. Fire dialog dot fire selected. Fire selected, it should be. There we go. Connect, and then we'll replace that. Is that the underlying issue? Maybe that's the underlying issue. Let's undo some things. Me messing up over and over again. Because I have fires selected. I bet I made a typo. Guys, did I make a typo? Did I break everything by one character again? Quite famous of that. In college, I broke my assignment by one character. Okay, let's make a new generator. Let's create a list and let's import my get ignore. Hey, look at that! I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, guys. I made one character mistake. I love coding. Okay. But as you can see, you can import a file if you so choose. And then you can choose how you separate this. In this case, it's going to be new lines. I imagine most of the time you're going to want new line, but you could change that. I guess I'm not getting the crown. Yes, you can. You can get the crown. Buy the crown. Also, if you're on Twitch, put points into what sub badge you want the channel to have. You have 7 days left until I potentially choose one at random, and you don't want that. So that's the program. If no one has any questions, I'm going to start working on the deployment of this program so you guys can use it. Let me save all of this. Okay. My ADHD triggered there. So to deploy, we need to export. I think I have everything set up on the Windows export. This should be rather easy, and then we just duplicate it later. Let's do advanced options. Don't need any custom. A console wrapper executable is exported along. No, we don't need that. Embed the PCK so it's an easy executable for you guys. Here's where I'm gonna do stuff on that end. Hey, Sonu! You need to watch me do deployment after me struggling to do fixing a typo. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Let's see if I can get you a shout out or if I need to wait. Need to wait. But we're good there. Texture formats. There's not really any textures. I don't care about it. Code sign. I think if I turn it on, I need to put a bunch in. You're just going to have to deal with an unsigned exe. You trust me. I trust me. We're all good. We trust each other. You also can use the web version. You don't need to. Modified resources. I don't think I need that. If enabled, icon modified is set according to. No, I don't care about that. Icon. I don't have the artistic skills to do custom icon. Done with work, so now I can chill for the day. Nice. Console. I'm not even giving you a console icon. I don't care. File version. Let's say this is going to be version 0.3 with a end quote at the end, and this will be 0.0.3. We're doing Sirlegna for now. I need to figure out the legalities of it. You're deploying? Yes, I am deploying. I am pushing a bunch of code out after fixing a single character typo. This is going to be called Gensmith. File description, we'll leave that blank for now. Copyright. What is it? What's the default copyright everything gets? Default copyright. All rights reserved. What is that? Yes, but what's the line? I know it says all rights reserved, but there's like a very specific line. I could just put all rights reserved. I think that technically is legal. Or just put all rights reserved for now. There you go. No trademarks. Inherently, all rights reserved would include a trademark. Export angle? I don't even know what this is. This is rendering. It shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. SSH remote deploy. Nope. Resources. Let's select. Let's exclude selected resources. You do not need the input field. You do not need my plug add-ons at all. You do need the favorite store. You do need the node. You do need all the graph nodes. You definitely need all the generators and their associated code. You do need the others, which is the static. You do need the output, or else you're not going to be able to get anything out. And then you do need the rest of the code in that code base. So there you go. Overlay. You do need the overlay. You do need the rest of this code. Yeah. So we just are going to keep checking everything. So nodes you need. Scenes, there's only one scene and you need it. Scripts. I think you need the data storage. I believe you need the data storage. Globers, you definitely need the globers, and you do need these other scripts. So that's all there. Temp fire, you do not need the temp fire. You do need the icon. And sure, your take ion input output nodes colors. I don't recall what that actually does, but your take it. Oh no, sorry, I have this inverted. You don't take these. These are excluded. The scripts you need, the scenes you need, the nodes you need, the assets you need. So you don't need the add-on, you don't need the temp, and everything else you need. Good. What IDE is this or software? This is Godot. It's a game engine which I'm using to deploy applications. So there you go. I don't need to do that because I did it the hard way. We don't need any patches. Those features are fine. Sure. I trust you guys. You won't decrypt my code and then try to output it incorrectly. Scripts, yeah, let's get it binaried. Encoded. Invalid version or file number. Fine. You don't like my version? Why don't you like it? I don't get it. You don't like it? Fine. We'll leave it empty and let somebody else decide it. Cool. I think now all I need to do is select where I want it to get outputted to. And I have my output files, and I just create a new file called gensmith. And inside here, we need to create a couple of things, but what is this? This is the 64. So we create a Win64 folder. And inside here, we're going to call it gensmith.exe. It just looks different from what I remember. Oh, well, this is 4.4. I'm trying to deploy this so I can get to 4.5 and then do a refactor on all this and update it. But so that should be Windows Desktop 64 edition. Then we can copy this and make a Windows Desktop 32 edition. Why does exporting seem like a long, lengthy process? It's because I'm setting it up the very first time. So renew 32. It's not going to be there. It's going to be here. We call it win32. So that is those two. And I think I only can have one of them runnable, but I know how to, there's a way to get all of them running. So then let's build the web version. I don't need extensions, don't need threads. We can do mobile. Why are you yelling at me? Fine, we can't do mobile. You can do mobile. I know if you turn this off, you still can do it. I don't need anything on that. I would like the resize capability. And nice if it's a one-time thing and saves. Yeah. So that's what this export presets.config file is. It actually saves all of this. Hey, Saint Cyr, how you doing? We're almost at the deployment stage, actually. All that looks good. Resources. Let's exclude selected resources and its dependencies. You do not need my add-ons. You do need assets. You do need graph nodes. You do need nodes. You do need scenes. You do need scripts. You do not need my temp files. You do need the icon, and you do need that. Done. Patch. All that looks fine. Okay, it did update the feature set for 32. I was like, am I pushing that out? No, we won't. We won't encrypt anything. That should be good. And then I'm going to go up here, and this will be for web. It's not going to be that. It's going to be this. I should adjust these as well, just so that they don't try to put exe.exe on it. There you go. There you go. All of them are happy. My random music. Okay, so now that we have all the exported versions, I'm going to export to. If you want an iOS, Android, Linux, or Mac, please tell me and I will work on that. I believe I should be able to do export all, and it will export to all of them. We're going to do a release. It's yelling at me saying it can't load. Why is it trying to load temp data? I said exclude the temp data. Why is it always expanded out of the way? Resources to export. I'm an idiot. Export or accept. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh wait. Export all resources accept. Okay, yeah. Accept the thing and accept that thing. There we go. I had the wrong one. Export all resources except the ones checked. Add-ons, I don't care. Temp, I don't care. Everything else, correct. Export all except the ones that are checked. Add-ons. That's weird. It didn't copy it to the 32, so that's at least good that we detected that. Okay, so that should all be good. Now if we export all, release. Now it should have created them all. Let's go open up a folder. Sirlegna buff the core down. What? What core down? What did I do? Are you guys trying to buy the crown? Is that what you guys are trying to do? The core down's fine. If you're really trying to burn your points black, there are 3 channel rewards to choose what the sub badge is going to look like. Put points into those. Okay, as you do that, I'm going to go to my Godot. And we're going to go to output, GenSmith, and we're just going to open up the 64-bit and see how good that works. Look at that! Jen Smith! Look at it! Oh, that's problematic. Why did none of the generators come across? That's problematic on my end. Good thing we're doing testing. 32, are you in the same boat? Yeah. Why did none of them come across? Why aren't you letting me click anything? Guys, what did you do? Coding seems stressful. Oh, there we go. It needs to pop up. I'm watching the coding channels in the game jam right now, and I'm getting sympathetic stress. It can be. Export all resources in project except resources checked below. No add-ons, no temp data. No add-ons. Can I just do, no. So, no add-ons, no temp data. No add-ons. No temp data. Let's close this. Let's clear this. Let's do the if everything fails state. If everything fails, we go here and we go, bye-bye, everyone. And then we do it all over again. Okay. Export. Export all. A release build. Given path does not exist. Yes, we just deleted them all. Give me a second. Let me just create something up real quick. Web. I was too aggressive. Win 32. And win 64. There you go. Now the pad should exist. Let's close this out and clear. And I might just delete temp and call it. But let's see what we get. If I export now, export the release, it said it did it and it had no errors. So if I open up 64, it's still not showing anything. Okay. What if we just exported all the resources? It's bloated right now. I'll worry about fixing it later. Let's export and release. So I keep closing the window. I don't want to close the window. I just want to move the window. Okay, outputs, Jen Smith, 64. Let's open this up. Why do you not do anything? That is a problem on my part and is a problem in my code. It is a problem with the main script when it is loading the nodes. On ready, we do all this. I was told that this would work. It doesn't seem like that is a true statement, which is fine because I can just hard code the. No, I can't because I do list begin. I am certain that this is the problem, though, is it's trying to add the new options from this directory, and this directory does not exist in the build. Let's ask ChatGPT if it can fix this real quick. There we go. Cat to the rescue. Oh yeah. What? How to deploy a exported Godot game with the following code. The key thing is the file access for res is correctly included in the export. Ensure it only includes files it thinks are necessary. Do I have to explicitly? I hope I don't have to explicitly go, hey, oopsie, wrong one. I hope I don't have to explicitly go, hey, export all resources. Actually, export all resources that I declare. Oh, all the declared resources, please. I hope that's not the case. Let's export to 64 just to find out. Error opening file. Yeah, because it can't open the... That's actually promising because temp file is not safe. Don't open temp. It's still saying it can't open path? What do you mean? What do you mean? Can't open file at path question dot or empty dot. But where are you trying to? It's always something. It's always something. It never is easy. So if I hit play, it works still, right? Yeah. Play fine. Beautiful. So why does it not export? Convert text resources to binary? That should be fine. Let's try this and just see if we get the same error. No, so it's fine there. But if I then go, hey, you just did it successfully there, export all resources, it goes, whoop, I can't find a resource. What in the world? You're looking? Okay, I hope you look well. Have fun. It can't find empty? But there is no empty. No look command, no look command. I'm sorry. I know what we could do. Let's turn verbose mode on. Gonna be noisy, guys. Give me a second. There you go. Oh, it's okay. I thought I remember there being one. No, not mine. I haven't. I've thought of one good one, but Violet told me it's not a good one to do. So I decided not to do it. Okay, so let's export, save. Yeah, the idea was to time out anyone who does looking for like 30 seconds or something to force them to look. What does this mean? Hey, ChatGPT, make me look smart. What does this mean? The code snap is script opening a directory graph nodes that is locked. And what? I don't know. This is a new error. This is a new error. It is an error. Standard directory does not exist. Most common failure to graph. No, it's not about. Not about the graph nodes. When I export in Godot, excluding the temp directory, I get the following errors. Okay. Probable cause. When you run the Godot, the reference is res, access directly. When you export the game, all projects are typically packaged in a single compress. This means res no longer exists. The path points to inside the package file. The standard function directory open, which meant to navigate and open. This fails because of this. Trying to open the, okay. Solution. Read the content of the directory that is part of your project and thus package into. You should use resource-specific functions. Okay. Use directory open -- with a custom export filtering. If you must use open, you need to ensure the directory tries access is not packed, but instead copy to the export's game main directory, changing res to the path to a standard path less recommended, or use. Okay, that's cool. And exclude the folder. So I have to provide the folder with the package. Okay, option 2, preload and save resource path, recommended for packed games. If the directory only contains, I think that's all it contains. Yeah, TRS. You need a list of paths to those resources. The best approach to generate a list of paths that load, create a utility scroll script. Yep, okay. That scans before exporting and saves a list of all of these into a Tresfire array. Okay. And then loading from the array. Okay, so the other idea was the idea I didn't want to do, but we could do it. And then I just load it manually from there. Okay, cool. Cancel. I don't want to do that, but hey, if that's the best practice, that's the best practice. So we're gonna quickly solve this in the worst way possible because time crunch law. What do I want to do? Graph nodes. It's an array of resources. These resources are specific ones, though. And I can specify them better than just resource. It's graph node details. Yep. So graph node details. Okay, so now we can create that. Grab here, go to the inspector, ignore the bad design. We have 7 of them. 7. And then I should be able to just grab all of these and just dump them in here. There's a way to do that. Do I need to? Nope. I guess I have to do it manually. Okay. Buffer. There you go. Content. There you go. Join system. There you go. File system. Join system. list system, number system, and static system. There we go. So now, where we do graph node details, that all has to be adjusted. And it should be somewhat easy to adjust. I hope everything goes well with the deployment, though. Oh yeah, it will be fine. It's just being particular, like all software deployments. Okay, so let's start rewriting this. So for graph node detail in graph node, is it nodes? Yeah. I don't like the name of that. We're going to rename it real quick. I think that's going to wipe out the data too. Didn't wipe out the data yet, but it also didn't update the name. I think it's because I have an error. Yeah. This becomes graph node details. Or just pass for now. That solves that error. And then when I save, yep, it wiped out all the details. Of course. I need to figure out a good way of doing this because this is a pattern in software I do quite often, and I do not like this alternative. Like, yeah, I could build a script, like it said, and have the script do this dynamically on build, but that's a patch to a bad problem. Okay, so graph node details is the fire now. So I don't need to worry about that. I do need to load the preference details still. And all that. So all of this code can get ripped out, put right here. There you go. Because that gives you all the preferences. And then instead of a while, we have a for loop. I don't need to check to see if it ends with tests. I do need to still load it, I think. But I think this becomes that. And then from there, it's all the same. So we can now just go, hey, you have data, grab all the data. I need to fix that copy paste. And then file name equal, no, that's to continue the loop. Don't care about that. That's to end the loop. Don't care about that. And that's to ensure creation. Okay, so let's see how good I did this. If I delete all of this, it doesn't like that. But graph node is graph node details. Do I not need to load it then? I might not need to load it. Let's see. How bad did we break everything? Looks good so far. Hey, that looks great. Let's make our basic number generator as a test. Yep, we have binary. Okay, cool. So let's save all of that and go to our export again. So again, we export everything excluding the temp. See if that works. It didn't like it, but did it update it? It looks like it might have updated it still. Let's try opening it. Hey, that's promising. Look, it actually has the data now. Okay. I do not like that it doesn't open it in this. I don't know why it doesn't either. Because it should open up like this so that you can add new generators and stuff. So let's fix that real quick. Make sure the run code is correct. Yep. I mean, at worst, I can force it, but I would rather it just like default it correctly. Also, can we not include my add-ons? So assets, graphs, nodes, scenes, scripts, no temp, all that. Okay. I don't know what that is, but it is updating it. And it's still not selecting the selector for us. It's going to modified for us. Is it because current tab? I want current tab to be 1. Let's just do center to ensure that things are being set. Deselecting is not an option. Yes. So I either have 0 or 1, and I want it to be 1. All that looks good. Save our scenes. Export. Export project. Overwrite. It is not wanting it to be 1. I do not know why it's not wanting it to be 1, but it is very adamant that it must not be 1. So we'll just fix that in code. So in code, I have access to the preview side. And if I go here and do preview side dot visible equals true, that will force visible to always be true, no matter what the engine decides to do. So let's save, overwrite, and see what we get. And it is ignoring me 100% of the way. Why? Do I have anything that says anything about the generator side? Toggle on generator visible true. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. That's not the same thing. Oopsie. That's the side of the graph. I don't want that. I want modified and selected. Do I have anything that contacts the selected? I'm gonna have to check here. Selected, 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 selected. Generator side selected. Select panel. Select panel. If it's visible, do something. That is fine. That's fine. So we just need to basically copy this line. And when the code initially sets up on it's ready, we just force it to go, hey, make it visible. That's not making it visible. True. So now, anytime, it should be visible. That's not what I want. I need to export. Okay. Let's see if we get what we want. Look at that! We did it! It exported! And if I go to testing, testing works. Look at that! Beautiful! Everything's working, in theory. We should throw a list just to make sure everything's working. Let's import. Do I have any text files nearby? Those are JPEGs. I guess we are just go into the random number generator. Grab our classic get ignore. Yep, get ignore is working. Cool. Sorting's working. Awesome. We're good. I'm gonna ship it. Okay. So in this case, we have it this way, but in theory, I should be able to do it the other way without issue. So let's try the 32. Export, accept the ones that are checked, not the add-ons. You can export everything else. You can't export the thing. Let's export that one on the 32. Export, and let's go up to 32 and see if that produced the same behavior. Hey, that looks promising. We can generate. That looks beautiful. Let's grab a list. Let's grab our favorite file in the entire world. Up, up, up. Random number generator. Ignore. Yep, that works. Cool. So now just exporting on the web. Do not include my add-ons. Do not include the temp. And that should be good for the web. Okay, cool. We are getting there. Took us a little bit, but theoretically everything's exported. I do not like this protocol, but we'll figure that out later. Okay, so what's next? Next is creating an itch page. So we're going to call it Jen Smith. Name looks good. I do have a description. What's my YouTube at right now? YouTube. Let's go to myself, because I have a cute little description on the thumbnail. Randomly choose from a list to generate a value. I thought I had, oh no, there it is. Drag and drop random generation tool. Hello, me. Give me a second to just rip this from you. There you go. It's a tool. It's an HTML project. It is in the prototype phase. $0 for donations, all that. Let's upload. We need to go to the D drive. Godot. Output. Jen Smith. And what we do here is we package each one of these up into its own zip file. And then we go here, package this up in its own zip file as well. And then we go here and package this up in its own zip file, right? Yeah. Actually, we need to rename this to index. And I should rename that in the build process. And then zip that up. There we go. And then we select these 3 zips, open them up, and let it all just get fed in. Cool. So this file plays in browser. These files are for Windows. What is my project settings dimensions? Windows. That's some pretty big dimensions, but fine. We're adjusted as needed, but for initially, just to ensure the web build is working, or just copy these for now. Mobile friendly, it should be mobile friendly. We'll mark that for now. It's going to be landscape though. Automatically start. I don't like doing that. Full screen button. Sure. Enable scroll bars. Sure. Nah. I still can't steer the crown? Do you have the points? Is it because I have the thing open? Are you not able to? It should be able to be stolen. Try now, Black. Try now to steer the crown. We'll leave the description blank for now. We'll leave the tags blank for now. No, it's not AI generative. There is no app store yet. There is no common noun for it. There are no instructions right now. That's fine. It's in draft. Let's save and see this page. Width has to be between those two, is it not? Oh. That's not it. Godot, what are your sizes? Like, I don't want to steer the crown, so anyone who's here, if you can try to steer the crown and see what happens. If not, I'll investigate that. Okay, let's save. So it's loading up. Let's get this working. Let's run the tour. It's loading up Godot. That's promising. That's a promising sign. Hey, look at that. We can build a generator on the web. I can make a, I don't want to make a list generator for us. Let's build a number generator for us. I did it. Now I have a snapper. Did you? Oh, you did it. I thought you were talking about the crown. Yeah, I did. Okay, so now we connect that. Let's generate some values. 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Cool. All that works really nicely. If I four screen it, it four screens really nicely. I mean, that's not too bad of a size. I think that's fine. I mean, it's a little tight, but you're on a web. Like, it's tight. Let's save this. Let's call it blah. That seems wrong. I don't think it should be saving it there. But let's see. We saved blah. It loaded blah. Yeah. Let's save blah. Reconnected it. Yeah, sometimes it's weird on that end. If I refresh, does I get blah still? Yeah, I get blah still. I don't I don't know how it's saving that. If I hit save, what path is this? The user at Godot app user data, GenSmith data list. Like maybe, sure. It's working. I'm happy there. Okay. Let's try some things. Let's make this full screen real quick. Make sure the web is completely capable. Let's see if we can favorite everything. Oopsie. Let's favorite all the stars. There you go. So, yep, we can favorite everything. We can unfavorite everything. Beautiful. What is the most complicated setup I can think of? I need to create a list of lists. So we'll call this list fans. So we have Saint Sear a path. And then we have new line, then we have the blackened one, then we have new line, then we have Sarah new. Okay, so we got a couple people here, and then we got to make a list off of them. So let's save this. Let's call this viewers. And then we create a new list for Saint Cyr or gives them some traits. Music, game jam, fish. We'll save that as Saint Seal. See, this is kind of what I was expecting it to be. I wonder if the text is incorrect on the graph one. So let's save this. So Saint Cyr, viewers. Let's create a new list for the blackened one. Co-op, streamer, the taken one. Save this as the blackened one. And then let's make ones for Sirlegna. Sirlegna will have streamer, lurker. That's how you spell lurk, right? No. Lurker. There you go. Bridge. There we go. And we'll save that for Sirlegna. Okay. So now we can go. This list generator is of the viewers. It's going to drop it into a buffer generator. And it's also going to grab that buffer generator and drop that into a list generator. So generates a name, generates a list from that name. Then we need a join generator. Oopsie. And we'll have it join the name with the generated value. And we'll have it output that. So if I hit generate, it's having an issue. Oh, because I'm not generating each part. There you go. Nope, it still is having issues. Okay, what does each part say it's doing? What does the buffer say? The buffer is saying it's having issues. Okay. What does the list generator say? Okay, why is the list generator having issues? Just to close out everything and see what's going on. So if I add a list generator, and I go viewers, I should get one of these, and I have it on new line, so it should be a new line every time. Okay, that works, fine, cool. I don't know why I was having issues before. I grab the buffer, dump it into the buffer and say, hey, store it, and then put it to the output. That works beautifully, cool. Maybe it's because I mucked around with it. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out. Okay, let's grab another list generator. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. I need a content generator. That's the issue. Because I'm going, hey, grab the content. Then I have another list generator. Because now it has the list. And then I go join these two. Let's zoom out and reposition ourselves a little bit better. So now we can go take the name, take the value from that name that's randomly generated, and generate that. The blackened one, the cakened one, Sirlegna Fridge, and Saint Cyr Music. Cool, that all is working. What have we not used? We've used the buffer. We have used the content. We have not used the fire gen. We've used the join. We've used the list. We have not used the number of the fire gen. Fire gen is going to be interesting. I don't know how this is going to work. If I hit browse, what do I see? I see data. I have lists. I can go to the list that way. I guess that would work. let's do it that way. So we have this. It's going to generate it's going to generate the fires from there. Let's just grab all of these and move them over a little bit. So it's going to generate all the fires and all the options for those fires. Buff generation is going to have to kind of be deconnected right now. We want you to find fires, include their 4 paths. I guess that can work. We can just push it into there. So in theory, that should work. No. Why did that not work? Ooh, it froze up. It's being very particular. It was like, nope. Okay, cool. Let's save this as blah, and then we'll delete everything here. No, delete. Oh, delete doesn't do that. I have to close out each of these independently. There you go. So what does this give me? Yeah, it gives me the list. That's all fine. Cool. Let's reopen blah. Blah's in a weird state now. Let's refresh the page and see what happens. Yeah, blah's not opening up properly now. Cool, that's nice. Okay. Sorry, hide preview. There you go. So we had the fire. We were generating it. Then we want to load the content from that file. So if we connect these two and then connect to the output, that should get us the file. So now we just go, hey, in the data, there's a list. Grab one of the lists. Yes. It's going to be a file. Should be fine. Content gen. Generate the data. This might not work. I don't know if that actually works. But we can instead go list. Oh, I'm an idiot. I need to go to list generation. I keep forgetting to do the list generation. Yeah, I'll send you the link, Saint Seer. I keep forgetting to do the list generation. I have a list of data. There we go. I need the 4 path as well. So now that I have the list generation, we'll zoom out a little bit. Now I get the content generation. And then I go, hey, this is a file path. Generate the data from that file. It still does not like it. It really does not like it. Does it give me input of the output? Why is it not letting me? I don't know. That I feel like is a bug. I am pushing the limit of what I have tested before. The new fire thing is new. So the fire thing works. The content generation in relationship to those files might be weird. I wonder if it's because if we do fire and I say, give me the forename, give me the fires. I wonder if it's because this isn't a actual directory. As you see, it's like user. I wonder if it's like getting confused on that. So if I connect here, yeah, I bet it's getting confused because these aren't real directories. That's going to be a tough one to test, but that's most likely what it is. I'm going to say the fire generation works, and we can now just generate a random number, which I think we tested before, but say between 5 and 50 with 3 data points, or 3 points of precision, 3 decimal points. Look at that. Okay. I'm going to say it is working as expected. There's a couple bugs. One we can easily fix. So the easy fix is going to be going into Godot. When we do the save, I bet this is hard coded. So that's not where that gets defined. There should be a save window. Yeah, save window text. That's fine. Text change, that's fine. Show window. On button press, but that's not what I'm doing for the list generation. Because the list generation has the same save file. Save window. Save underscore window. So we check to see if it is. If it is, then we grab the name. But how do I set the description? That's just doing the basic thing. But if I show this, it gives the name. I am setting the description of this somehow. Save description. This must be being saved somewhere. Save description. Save description on the super. That's what's going on. So on the ready, I need to do something like this. Save description. This will save the graph to the application folder, which is found at either the user or the user directory. Update select button. I don't think I need that one. So now I just need to add that save description to this export list. I don't have the save description already somewhere, right? Save description would literally say save description. Save file name, save window, but no save description. Cool, we'll just add that to the export. I keep forgetting I fixed that where I don't have to type bar every time. Save description. Not the right way of doing that, but that's fine. This is going to be a label. We'll name it correctly so it's universal. There we go. And then I just need to click away, click back on, and now there will be a save description. Grab that save description, dump it in there. Ensure that I'm not showing extra details. That's fine, that's fine. Save all of this. Now we can do the fast deployment because everything's working now. So I can just do export all, release build, get the release builds. And then on this side, eventually I'll have this automated as well. Instead of having to manually re-zip it over and over again. I don't like this menu for re-zipping it. We'll go to the itch page. There's the itch page. So if we go to edit tool, click upload. And then in here we can go 7-zip, add to zip, 7-zip, add to zip, 7-zip, add to zip, add to zip. There we go. And now we have our 3 zipped. And then we open, and they'll overwrite all the existing ones. The issue is I do still have to click these buttons, or at least that button, which one's going to be played. Save that. View file. It's interesting that it could save to my hard drive from the computer, from the browser. So I at least know one bug. That's interesting that Blah's still there. But if I was to save, look at that! It saves it to the right location. I bet it's because, yeah, Blah's in a weird place. We'll overwrite Blah with better data. Better data being a very loose term. We'll do the number generator. 1, 0, all that. And you can see the results. There you go. So we'll save this as blah. I can't change it there. I have to save it. Blah. Save gen. There you go. It doesn't show the connection. It loaded it. If I hit gen, oh no, it didn't load it. Interesting. But if I refresh it, like, I don't know what it is with the first save of a generation, it like doesn't show the connections. But if I load it now, it shows the connections and I can do it. Don't know why. I might have to look into that bug as well. So there's at least 2 bugs I have to look into. But this is a buildable version. Let's download a couple of things to make sure everything's good. That's not what my price is. I literally said 0. Save that. Download. Why are you telling people to take $2? 1 cent. Save. It has to be at least $1. Cooldowns are broken. Okay, give me a second. I'll hunt that down. I still can't. Okay. Well, give me a second. I didn't want to do that. No, take me to downloads. We'll download this, and as it's downloading, is it downloading? No, that's trying to install. Allow. Cancel. There we go. Let's go to Twitch real quick. Let's see these cooldowns. Let's go behind the scene, guys. Cool. The little bouncing emote is the best. Pog. Pogo Hedgehog. Okay, cooldowns. What is that? That's viewer rewards, channel points, individual. Again, people need to vote on these badges. Right? So I'm going to have to choose randomly. You don't want me to choose randomly. Okay. 1 second. Nope, didn't have enough time. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's see what we got. We got this. What's the cooldown on this? Every 15 cooldown. 15 minutes. I don't know why it would be broken. Let's see. let's see if maybe maybe StreamerBot's broken. Like, are you losing points, or is it literally you can't afford it? Stream alert, stream alert, stream alert. A lot of stream alerts. Can I filter it? No, I can't filter it. I'm gonna have to go find the command real quick so I know what I'm looking for. This one I can, I think it's crown. Yeah, over, steel crown null. Yeah, steel crown null. Let's see if we can find that. Do 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 do. There was a steel crown here. Who was this? There's a global cooldown on this. Wonder if that is impacting it. Let's see. But the global cooldown shouldn't matter either. But I don't think that's on the command because, yeah, there's no cancel. This is multiplying the cost, and this is changing the name. So that's all fine. So it's part of the Twitch nonsense. Channel rewards. Steel crown. 900 seconds. What is 900 seconds? I think 900 seconds. Uh, 900 seconds is 15 minutes. So there's a global cooldown for 15 minutes. There's no max per stream. There's no max per user stream. So it should work, Black. If it's not working, please let me know, but it should work. If anyone else watching and want to steal a crown for 64 points, I'll return you 64 points in Legna lore. But it should be working. But okay, let's go to this. We downloaded this. Let's go to my downloads. Everything's safe here. Let's export these. Export. That's the 64 version. Let's export the other one. Okay, so those are exported. Let me open the 32-bit. Tells me it's a dangerous virus on my computer, but that's only because I didn't sign it. It's opened up. Nice. We can load. We can do the number generations. Beautiful. So I think that works beautiful on the 32. And let's open up the 64. It says it's a virus, but that's only because I didn't sign it. And then we go testing, generate. It works beautiful. So everything is working to a acceptable standard. So I'm gonna make this. What does authorize mean? Should we make it? We'll make it public. And we'll make a discussion board. I'll clean it up after stream, but in theory, guys, you should be able to now go to that web page and access the Jen Smith application. There we go. We did it. 10 minutes. Cool. So, Black, if you're still around, we can work on that, or if anyone else wants, I can work on making the itch page. Any suggestions, desires? Got 1 minute before ads. As we wait, I'm going to see if there's anyone to shout out. Let's see. Shout out Black. Since Black's still around and active, I know that much. Okay. If Black's not around to work, we'll fix up this. Prototype, very nice. $1. All that looks good. Manual set. I didn't try the mobile friendly. Let's try that real quick. I should be able to go to my Twitch and click the link from there. It'll be on horizontal, but yeah. Okay. Oh, Black's live. That might be why Black's not, whoopsie. I didn't want to click that. I wanted to click me. Oh, I can't click me. I have to go to, like, profile and then stream manager. There you go. I can't click me. Be quiet. Be quiet, me. Let's click the link. Okay, apparently I can't easily click the link, so I'm going to quickly send this link to me via Discord so that I just have it and I can easily gain access to it. Okay, let's open up Discord real quick. Because mobile is the only one that's really left to test. Is can I use it on my phone? So it's opening up the web page. Run tool. It tries to do it vertically, not the greatest. Yeah, not the greatest, but it does seem to be working. Zooming in does not work. It's very hard to connect the two nodes. Oopsie, I deleted it. I wish I could show you guys how my struggles are. Nope, wrong one. There you go. I mean, I guess you can grab your phone real quick and see. Nope, that is the wrong one. Nope. Four stole his own crown. Yeah, so Black's messed up. Black can't do it, but anyone else can. There we go. Now, oopsie, I have two generators? How do I don't know how I have two, but yeah, it works. So you can do this on your phone. It's not the greatest. I would not recommend this being your primary tool, but that is neat. That is very neat. And with that message, we also reached 89 messages. Woo! You aren't just a viewer anymore. You now get an upgrade in your milestone marker. Congrats, fool. Okay. So I think I know one way to fix it on mobile. I think if I go to projects and window and I go down here to mobile, no, I have it marked on landscape. Maybe I do sensor. I'll figure that one out. That's something I need to figure out anyways. And how expensive did you make the crown now? The crown is 128 points now. Has anyone? No one's done this. Guys, you have 1 week left. You just need to put money. Whichever one's the highest is the icon that gets chosen. We're choosing red, green, or blue. Look at these pretty faces. Okay. I have 4 minutes, so we'll play around with this. Then I'll rate out. So mobile friendly, yes. Orientation, landscape. Maybe I keep it portrait? Let's save that and just test that real quick, because that's an easy, quick test. I just reopen the app on my phone. I actually read something that says don't do Twitch on your phone, and I'm like, how am I supposed to test mobile apps? Yeah, it's just not. It's not wanting to load it centrically. It like wants it to do it long, which isn't necessarily a problem, except if you're trying to do editing on the generator. So if I make new and then hide the preview, I mean, I guess you can do that, and then you'd be able to do that, but I don't know how to zoom. I guess you press these little buttons to zoom into the graph, but then you grab the scroll bar. I guess you grab the mini map. So, like, yeah, it's possible. It's not the greatest experience. I'll try to improve it, but it is possible to use it on your phone. I don't want to automatically start. Enable scroll bars. I don't think I need to do that. Description. That's going to be a tough one to write. Tags. Nope. Soft. Nope. I think itch is not the place necessarily for this. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. I don't think itch is the necessary place for this, so tags will be complicated. Leave blank for tour. Tour is fine. I think I call it a tour as well. Yeah, drag and drop random generation tool. Download instructions. That one I can almost rip that from my other ones. So if we go here, go to edit, go to dashboards, and let's grab the latest game, edit, and then go down here, because I use the same type of thing. Copy this, paste it here. Oopsie. Oopsie. It's being picky. I know what's wrong with it. I need to see the code side. That's the HTML, but you wiped my code. That's weird. There we go. Yeah, so I don't need this. Whoop. I don't need the paragraph in front of the list. There we go. Unzip the download on Win. This is now shortened to Win64 and Win32. Folders, I do the same here. It's not card this, it's card Gen Myth.exe. Yep, it's gonna say that. It's because I'm not that. Cool. Save. Let's verify that page looks better now. Where's the download instructions I just did? Do you have to download it to see the download instructions? Okay, yeah, you have to download it to see the download instructions. That's fine. Cool. So that works. The rest is going to be just a lot of very basic implementation, getting the description, all that. But that is the general tense of everything. Yeah. So, cool, guys. With that, let's see who we can raid out to. There's no suggested raids. There's a boat ton of people who we can raid to, though. Let's see. Where does people want to go? Do people want to go to the blackened one again? Let's see. We'll go to my Twitch and see who I'm following right now. Here's some good people we could jump to. I would love to try Doug, but I don't think I can do a Doug. I think his raid requirements are just too high. Yeah, I'm pretty open to anyone here. So is there anything anyone's seen that they want to do? You want more work? We could go to Syria. Otherwise, we might just go to Black. I don't see anyone immediately that I'm like, yes, we gotta go there. Yeah, we're head to Black. So this is where we'll be heading to. Let me unmute this. I can close this one out. Unmute this one. And then I think I need to also, you guys can't hear that, so give me a second to get that set up. That's audio settings, set to desktop. Nope, it did not like that. Okay, I forgot how to do that. Mute Discord, that's cool. But I thought I had a thing that set the audio to desktop. Don't know. Either way, that's where we'll be heading. I can hear it. Let's get that raid going. Have a good night, you all. I wish you the very best. Oopsie, I'm opening up the stream again. Let's start the raid. There we go. If you like the content, remember to hit that like button. If you're on Twitch, you can hit a cheer if you so choose. Anything would be grateful. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we will be streaming Trackmania. So if you want to be part of Trackmania, definitely get everything set up. That will be what I'll be setting up the rest of this week to ensure that we can have our season tournament like we always do. Me and Black, or at least me, we'll not be able to see, we'll not know what tracks they're going up to. Other than that, remember to follow on Twitch and on YouTube. If you want to actually be notified, hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell button. Otherwise, it just does not work. Who knows why? with that, also go to the Gensmith, download it, play with it, tell me what improvements, features you would like, and we'll see if we can make this a great product. Countdown should be happening.
5,
I hear it.
4,
No, I don't.
3.
You guys might hear it. It's ending. Bye, guys.